It's time for Maggie and the Moms, where we celebrate but never sugarcoat parenting. On our panel today, you know her as Danielle from Magic 94.9. At home, though, she's known as Mom to her two sons.
That's right.
That's right. Deanna Moore has two daughters. She is our executive producer here at Daytime. And Laura Byrne. She has two sons, and she is the editor of Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine. This is the July issue. Oh, that looks so good right about now.
Final days of summer, right?
Yes, let's get it in. Welcome. It's the Mother of Two Club, right?
Yeah, yes.
Have one of each. So let's start with our first topic, which is about praising children. So experts agree it's a good thing to do, though you shouldn't do it too much, and you have to make sure to do it properly. So we have some tips from a psychotherapist from our Mama Village. She says you should praise the process, not the outcome. Don't say, yeah, you got an A+, say, yeah, you studied hard and look what happened. Don't make it a competition. Don't compare your child to other people, and use observational language. So instead of saying, you did great, say, I like the pink in your painting. So you're paying attention. You're showing interest in something more than just the outcome is the theme. What do you think of that?
So another thing that I've recently picked up on, because I agree with all of these, I was so into telling my kids, I'm proud of you, I want you to know I'm proud of you. And then I've kind of picked up that you should say, are you proud of yourself? Like, I want you to know that you should be proud of what you do. Don't look to me to reaffirm everything. I want you to have confidence in yourself. So that's something that we've been doing in our house. And I was, as soon as I read that, I don't remember where I saw it, but I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. And that's something that we're really, doing at our house now.
I love that so much.
I think in general, I'm doing everything that's on that list. But that list made me realize I think I'm reading too much. You know what I mean? But like, you read all these psychological things you should be doing, and now I feel like I can't keep up. Am I doing this wrong? Am I doing things right?
Yeah.
That list made me go, I'm doing too much reading. I'm doing too much trying to be the perfect parent. Let me just live and see what happens.
Because all the tips are, they can be different. People have different opinions, so which one do you trust? Maybe your gut as a mom. Is that how you do it?
Instinct is number one, and I totally agree with you, especially in the parenting world. We do read a lot of these different types of sometimes conflicting opinions, but the one I really liked about this was not encouraging competition, whether it's among siblings or among other classmates. It's no matter what, at the end of the day, and I've learned this too, just as an adult, it's always better to collaborate, work as a team, than to try to work on your own and do something. Because even if a child is excelling at school, sometimes it's a team effort, right? It's teachers, sometimes it's classmates. So I really liked that, not encouraging that and just trying to say, that was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, I agree. I had the same takeaway, and that's what happens. I read so many of these articles for this segment in particular. What I try to do is take one thing that resonates with me or one thing that I could learn from and do better. And for me, it was the same one, because we tell our kids all the time, especially with social media, stop comparing yourself to everybody. You're never going to be good enough. Are we inadvertently, by saying you scored more goals than anybody on your team, doing the same thing? How about saying, look how much better you played today than your last game? So you're comparing to yourself and not others. I liked that. Okay, topic number 2, a very popular complaint I'm sure we're all familiar with. Mom, that's not fair. How come so-and-so gets to and I don't? That's not fair. Laura, how do you handle that?
I just heard it this morning because both boys went to the same camp that the other child's friend happens to be in. Well, that's not fair. My friend's not in the camp like his friend is. It's something that we hear all of the time, but you have to remind your kids that, in general, life isn't fair sometimes. And just step back and just say, sometimes you get to do something that your brother doesn't get to do.
Good, yeah.
And it's not always going to be equal. It's not always going to be fair. We're going to strive to do that. But sometimes your brother is going to get to do something or have a friend in camp and you're not going to.
And that's life. You got to learn it early on.
Yeah. I think I can tell them all day, every day that it is fair, but I've decided to use a tool. The tool is Bluey. Do you know Bluey?
Yes, my
What's
favorite
Bluey?
show
It's this
ever.
show on Disney, which is made for kids, but really it's made for parents because they give these lessons in the funniest way possible, and they're always doing these episodes about, is it fair? And the dad, who's the greatest dad in the world, always, it's highly fair. It's Australian, by the way, so great
the Hammer
accents.
Barn episode, right?
Yeah, exactly. The grocery store episode. I highly recommend watching Bluey because it gets down to their level, and then they realize it from the cartoon and not from mom, because mom is always wrong.
Exactly. Good one.
Yeah, and we're kind of in the same realm as life isn't fair. My parents kind of, they brought my sister and I up exactly the same. If you get this much on your plate, you're getting this much. If this is for you, then that's for you. And I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned as a parent is that you don't have the same child. So what you do, again, by reinforcing, this isn't fair, this isn't fair, what I do for you to motivate you is not what motivates you to do the same thing. And so I'll point out, okay, well, maybe your brother gets to do this right now, but look at what you got to do a couple days ago. Or look, you know, let's kind of look at the fun things that you have coming up in the future. And my oldest is very OCD, like fairness is the language. So it's something we do come across a lot, and that's just kind of how we've been dealing with it.
I think kids make the mistake of equating fairness with sameness. So if I don't get exactly the same as you, it's not fair. And like, I love that. Every kid has different needs. And I read an article that said, put it really beautifully, if your sister needs glasses, am I going to make you wear glasses? You're different kids with different needs. So I think that's a good way to tackle it.
I have one that's an egalitarian, like everything has to be the same. And the other one's like, go with the flow, who cares?
That's your second one, isn't it?
It's always the second one. All right, we have time for a wheel spin, so let's get one in. Saving money, honey. All right, Laura, what's your tip?
All right, so we're in travel season right now, right? But really, travel season never ends when you think about it. So booking in off seasons at different places. One way that we saved money traveling this summer was booking at a ski resort in the summertime. We paid 50 to 75% less for the condo that we rented. So do that. Maybe the beach, book it in the wintertime. Still
Very
warm.
good. Deanna?
Okay, so everybody says don't order your groceries online because it's more expensive, but I do, and the reason why it's less expensive is because you don't impulse buy. So you have a list and you just go through each basically aisle on the website, but you're not going for, I want that chocolate, I want those marshmallows, and you actually end up saving money because you're not doing the impulse buying and the buying when you're starving kind of a thing.
Maybe don't make the list when you're starving though.
I'm always starving. It's such a problem.
How do you save money, Danielle?
So mine is with the clothing, and I know that the three of us are fortunate enough that we all have, you know, 2 boys, Deanna has 2 girls, so that in and of itself, the hand-me-downs are one thing, but another thing, I don't really buy new clothes for my kids. I'll go to the resale stores. I love buying resale because my boys, for example, it's hard to find pants that fit them. They have small waist, long legs, so you get such a variety. You don't just have the Target kind of fit or the Old Navy kind of fit. You've got a little bit of everything, and then you can either take the kids' clothes back. I'm so bad. I will even take the clothes that I bought from the store. I'll take them back when my kids are done with them. We just keep them in good condition. They'll either give you credit or some stores will now give you cash. And then you got the money that you can spend on other things. I save a lot of money that way.
Hey, I love that. We're all about that. My idea is a combo, so it'll be a summer fun idea / saving money idea. So take your kids to a baseball game. Of course, we love, you know, the Rays, but it can be expensive to get close at a Rays game. If you go to a Tarpons game, like we did, you can get really close for pretty cheap, and the players interact with the kids. It's really great, and it's a great time because they have them kind of late in the afternoon sometimes, so it's not super hot.
That's nice. They also have the Threshers one where you can do the fireworks.
Yeah, Clearwater,
So we went to Discovery Cove with red tide being an issue. We had to cancel our trip last minute.
Where
last
is
weekend.
Discovery Cove?
Discovery Cove is in Orlando. It is this amazing immersive experience. So this is before the dolphin exhibit opened. There's a part where you can swim with dolphins. They swim you 12 feet right up to the shore. They have this grand reef where you can go swimming with the fish, and the stingrays just go right by you. And it's a really fun, all-inclusive day resort kind of thing. So that was our summer splurge. A lot of fun we had this.
Super cool.
I'll make mine quick. I know we're running out of time. We like to go to places like ice cream shops. So we went to this place called Anita's. Help me out. Those raspados.
Muy bien. I don't need to help you out.
It's a Mexican shaved ice. So go somewhere just to get a sweet treat.
That sounds so good.
All right, so mine is, you know, the renewed interest in the space program. Go see a rocket launch and see it at the Kennedy Space Center. Now, we have some on schedule. There's a manned launch in October, but you're going to want to buy your admission tickets for the rocket launch day way ahead of time because they do sell out very quickly. They do have packages as well. We also have some other ideas on where you can watch outside of the Kennedy Space Center too, but just it's such a cool experience to be miles away rather than seeing it from Tampa Bay, which we sometimes can,
Absolutely.
but you can feel it, which is such a cool thing.
Doing that. So timely. Love it. Thank you, mamas, and thank you. We'll be right back.